Hey everybody, welcome to Rebel Junk. My name is Erin. Today we're going to talk about some junk that sold in the month of June, and these are items that are priced close to $20 and all the way up to $150 plus. Today's video is going to be just a little bit different. I'm going to just have a voiceover with the pictures of the items. I'm going to do the usual though, tell you where I got it, if I can remember how much I paid for it, what it sold for. 99% of my items are with shipping, so the buyer pays that shipping cost. If I had free shipping, I'll let you know about that. Okay, let's get started with some junk that has found new homes. First up, I have a set of Color Street Petite nail polish strips. This is a set of 2 different prints, and they sold for $22.95. And that was a free shipping item, so that one only cost me about $3 to ship. They're very lightweight. Another set of the Color Street nail strips, this one in Fiji Fuchsia Glitter, sold for $23.80, free shipping. Again, just about $3 to ship. This next lot is a mixture of glasses frames, some with handles, some without. They're really just for pieces and part, and they sold for $34 plus shipping. These came from an auction lot. I bought a box and I was actually bidding on it because of another item that I saw in there, which ended up being not worth anything. But these glasses and another pair that you're going to see ended up making that whole box worthwhile. So I think maybe I paid $8 for that whole box, maybe more, because I do remember bidding against somebody for that one. Hey, editing Erin here. Just wanted to let you guys know I did go back in my auction records and look to see what I actually paid for that box, and I paid $48 for that box. But once you see the sale on the next item, you'll see why I'm not upset about that. But I can't believe I was that far off and trying to remember what I paid for it. So anyhow, I just wanted to let you know. So that is a good sale price for that set of glasses for me. Up next is Vera Bradley Santiago tote bag, and it sold for $22.42 plus shipping. I'm just breaking even on this one. I had listed it previously with the wrong dimensions, and somebody bought it and I had to pay for them to ship it back to me because it was my mistake. So this time, yeah, even with the buyer paying shipping, I just broke even on that bag. And probably my guess would be I had about $4 that I bought it for. Up next is a Hulk Build-A-Bear Green Plush Marvel Avengers with the outfit and costume on. This I paid $1 for at my Goodwill, and it sold for $40.24 plus shipping. Make sure if you see a Build-A-Bear, a Build-A-Bear that you comp them out. Some of them do sell better than others. Recently, Dale over at Flip and Fiasco sold a couple in the $500 to $700 range. So definitely worth taking a moment to check on those. This next item, I did pay $4 for this at Goodwill. It is a Rachel Roy handmade acrylic white pearly basket bag, and they were new with tags. I bought 4 of them. This one sold for $34.50 plus shipping, and I think I just have 1 of those left. Okay, so this one's an honorable mention. This 1 bar of soap that is vintage sold for $17.24 plus shipping. So I did want to throw that in there. If you see vintage beauty and healthcare items, make sure you give those a look, especially at perfume, soap, hairspray. You'll see a hairspray next month that sold really well for me. So all of those items, make sure you give those a quick look up. But yeah, I wanted to mention this one. It's, with the shipping, obviously it's over $20, but just the item itself was at $17.24. And I think that's worth mentioning for 1 bar of soap. Next up is a Woodwick Pumpkin Spice Reed Diffuser, and this sold for $20 plus shipping. I picked this one up in a lot at a estate sale, and I know that estate sale is in the profit now, so I'm going to call this one all profit. If you've heard me talk about the German house, this also came from there. Next up is an item that was given to me, so I have no cost into this one. It is a pair of gold and diamond earrings that sold for $91.99 plus shipping on there, and that is pure profit. It was an item that came in a group of jewelry that a friend had given me. And she had given that to me with the purpose that I could sell it. So it wasn't a gift or anything like that. Up next, this one it's one of those ones that I'm going, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. But this is a teeny tiny, I don't know, what is it, like 1.5 inch tall vintage Jiminy Cricket Bakelite pencil sharpener. This did come in several characters that year that they made them, and fairly collectible. So this one little pencil sharpener that I threw in with a big box of office supplies, also at the German house, sold for $57.49 plus $4 in shipping. So I know Disney usually sells pretty well. You know, obviously you have to look up the item. Vintage Disney does well. I was very surprised that a pencil sharpener would do well. And Jiminy Cricket's not a very popular character these days. If you find these pieces, definitely give them a quick look up. It's always worth it, absolutely. And an item like this, even if you pick it up for a quarter at a yard sale, you're going to get more than a quarter out of it. These small items can be overlooked a lot of times because they're small and people just don't see value in a lot of the small pieces. So that was a good one. I was very happy with that sale. Up next is an item that I have no cost in. This was in a box of items that I won in a drawing on Prison to Profit. And if you guys have heard my last couple of what's sold, you know I'm still going through these pieces. I'm very thankful to Dante for having this drawing and giving out this reseller box with all these items that I've been able to sell. This is an HDMI matrix switcher, which honestly, if I had seen this somewhere, I never would have picked it up. I have no clue what it is, but it did sell for $24.99, free shipping on that one. Up next is a tiny Ashton Drake, marked ADG on the back of the neck, by the way, 2006 realistic lifelike newborn baby doll, and she sold for $31.99 plus shipping. These dolls are very well made. They're weighted to feel like the weight of a newborn. To me, they're a little bit smaller than what a newborn would be. They're super sweet and very well made, so if you see these, definitely worth a moment to look them up. She came in a lot at an auction, so I'm going to say I probably had a couple dollars invested in her. Up next is an item that I sold for a charity that I volunteer with. It's called Christian Clearinghouse. I have some of their items that were left over from a garage sale that didn't happen due to the pandemic, and so we're still selling those items off and sending the proceeds over to them. This set of Vera Bradley pink elephant padded hangers sold for $24.99 plus shipping. And so eBay waives the fees on this item, and so the full $24.99 will go to Christian Clearinghouse. Up next, this is a pair of Eris men's gloves. This was another estate sale find, but not the one that I've been referring to recently. So these were in a big lot again. I probably, I try and pay around $1 an item unless I know it's something that's very valuable at these sales. And so I lotted them all up, and these sold for $24.99 plus shipping. Again, I probably didn't pay more than $1 for those. Okay, so here's the other pair of glasses. This is the pair that was very valuable in the lot. There's a couple of things going for it. Number one, it was in excellent condition. It still had lenses. Even though you could tell they had been worn, they cleaned up really nice. This style and this brand, they are the 1950 American Optical black classic frames. Sells very well. There's a couple of different brands that made a similar look, and so it's worth keeping an eye out for old glasses frames. This pair sold for $163.58. That was a best offer. I think I had it listed at $175. I'm not sure why the buyer sent the offer in that amount, but it was certainly acceptable, for an item that I had only paid a couple dollars for in an auction lot. I was very surprised. I had no idea. I know there's reproductions of these glasses that people are wearing these days, but I didn't realize the vintage pieces would be worth that much. So I definitely think it depended on brand, it depended on color, and it depended on the condition, obviously, because the condition of the other glasses I sold earlier was very poor. This is another one of the Rachel Roy handmade acrylic baskets. This one sold for $30 plus shipping. Again, I do have one of those left. Okay, so I love selling children's tea sets. Here's another really good example of a nice children's tea set that sells for a decent amount of money. And this came in a lot of 3 different tea sets, and I probably paid about $15, so I maybe have $5 into this set. And they were silver plated, so it is a children's silver teapot set with roses. So the embossed roses on this set, I couldn't find another set listed with this exact pattern, so I think that helped bring up the price on these. It was very pretty also. But it came with the tray, the teapot, the teapot, the creamer, and the sugar, plus the sugar lid was there also. I did take a moment and polished them so that they looked nice in the picture. They were a little hazy when I got them. So, but to ask $100 for them, I thought that was fair to spend a little bit of time cleaning them up. It did sell for my full asking price of $99.99 plus shipping on top of that. I'm glad that they are selling. I have sold several other children's tea sets, in ceramic, glass, and then this one in silver. So keep an eye out for those. I'm finding the vintage ones are selling really well for me, although I have sold modern ones also. This was a super sweet little, so it's only 5.5 by 5.5 inches, and that's the size of the frame. So the actual cross stitch I think is 3 by 3. They are forget-me-nots, and that blue color is just really popular in almost anything these days, that cobalt blue. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It did have the name of a Hungarian framing company on the back. I don't know if that helps sell it or not, but I did go ahead and list it for $19.99 plus shipping. It is a very nice frame. The cross stitching is very even and well done, so I think that helped to sell it. Plus the size, super sweet. At the same estate sale where I bought the children's tea sets, I also bought a large lot of cups and saucers, teacups and saucers. This is another one that sold. It sold at $24.99 plus shipping. So if you come across, some nice teacups and saucers, don't be afraid to flip them over and look them up. This one is by a company called Phoenix. Gosh, I don't even know what I had into those. I probably didn't pay more than $20 for the lot, and there was probably 20 cups and saucers in there. I might have paid more. I do remember bidding against somebody on that one, but not much. I would say I probably limited myself to about $2 a cup. So let's just say I didn't bid more than $2 on this one. This item sold through the global shipping program to a buyer in the United Kingdom, in England, I believe. And it is a crystal clear clown with 5 balloons. This figurine, I think, is only about 2.5 or 3 inches tall. So it is a miniature. Super easy to ship. Again, easy to photograph, easy to store, easy to ship. I'm really loving the miniatures. I've been trying to list as many of those as I can find. This one was very pretty, and it had a little bit of a rainbow iridescent look to it. I was glad that one was purchased, and again, it sold at $28.74 plus shipping. This is a swimsuit I bought for my daughter last year that did not work, but we never wore it. It still had the tags. Went ahead and put it up for sale. Again, not quite $20. It went for $18.98 plus shipping, but certainly worth mentioning this time of year. If you have summer items, this will be a good time to make sure that you have those listed. This next purse sold and was also returned. Let's talk about it real quick. So it's Bagolini crossbody travel bag, sold for $22.99 plus shipping. The buyer, before they bought it, messaged me and said, could I send them measurements on the purse? So I sent the measurements. After they received it, they said, well, it's just not going to work. So my store policy is I will accept returns, but the buyer pays shipping. However, if an item gets to a buyer and they determine that it is an item not as described and they request a return, eBay will make me pay for that return. However, this buyer just didn't like the purse. At her own cost, she returned it and I refunded the $22.99. Okay, we are getting close to the end, but I do have a couple more. This next one, this one was kind of surprising too. To me, it's not very attractive, but apparently is a color that's not very common and was in pretty good demand. So this is a red slag glass cow on nest basket, marbled with a lid and a dish. So these slag glass items come in several colors, typically purple. So this red one with the cow on top of the basket is a little bit more rare, and it did sell for $49.99 plus shipping. And I only had it listed for maybe 24 hours. It definitely sold within a day. This is a set of 3 vintage Philip Lawrenston ceramic miniature villages, and these pieces are flat on the back so they can sit on a shelf. I picked up a set of 12 of these for $15 and broke them down into lots of 3 for $20 each. This is the first one to sell, so all of the future sales for these items will be in the profit. And this was the Church, the Anchor Inn, and the Duke of York pieces. These are small. I think they're probably about maybe 3 or 4 inches tall and certainly very easy to ship. So this one went out for $19.99 plus shipping. And the last one today is another set of the Color Street nail polish strips, and they sold for $25 plus shipping. This was a petite set. That one should have been free shipping, but I had shipping on that one, and the buyer did not ask for free shipping, and so I left it on there. But all of my other Color Street nails were listed as free shipping. Okay, that is the last one for today. Hopefully you learned something. I know I'm still learning along the way. I'm amazed at what I'm finding out every time I pick up an item that I look up that I know nothing about. I'm learning a lot when I'm buying the boxed lots at auctions, because I'll see something in there I know I can sell, but there's something else in there that I'm certainly going to learn from. Learn what not to buy sometimes, a lot of times. The box that the glasses came in though that one was a big surprise for me. There's been other items in there that I've sold, and it was certainly worth the extra few dollars that I bid up on that one. Thank you for joining me today for this What Sold. As always, if you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments down below. You can also find me on Instagram, also at Rebel Junk, all one word. And I do post fairly regularly over there, so I get some what solds, what I found to sell, what I'm listing, and also be sure to join us over on Small Town Pickers for our live show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Central. And then that show will be on this channel in a couple weeks, so we're going to flip-flop back and forth on that one. I think that's it for today. Thank you so much, and everybody take care till next time.